Hey, what's up you guys? This is the voice of YouTube's very own Shadow the Hedgehog here, coming at you with my very first discussion video of this new series I've been doing on my channel. And, considering I don't have any theories or what-if ideas currently, I figured we would do obviously my very first discussion video. Now, we are quite literally a couple weeks away from the release of Sonic Colors Ultimate, which I'm super excited for. It's been a long time since I played through Sonic Colors, so I can't wait to play through that game again. It's going to be fun, it's going to be a blast. But I figure since we are so close to the release, we can start changing gears a little bit and start focusing on the next release, game release, which is Sonic Origins. Now, just in case people don't know what Sonic Origins is, well, obviously, with it being called Sonic Origins, it is a compilation of Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, and Knuckles. It is unknown at this point if you're going to be able to play the two games separately as well. I hope you can do that. And, of course, Sonic CD. Now, what we do know so far is that Sonic 1, 2, and CD are definitely the Christian Whitehead versions. The one elephant in the room is Sonic 3 and Knuckles going to also be done by Christian Whitehead as well. Now, I hope that's the case because I think Christian Whitehead has really perfected Sonic 1, Sonic 2, and Sonic CD. And even though, there's nothing wrong with, playing these games on the original hardware, heck, I got myself a HDMI upscaled cable for my Sega Genesis from this one company called Level Hike. And it's very good, and I'm able to play my Sega Genesis on my HD TV without latency and all that, so there's always that option, but a lot of people out there don't want to just go out and buy a Sega Genesis or drag out their GameCube or their PS2 to play Sonic Mega Collection or Sega or Sonic Mega Collection or Sonic Mega Collection Plus. Not everyone wants to do that. I would because I'm a video game collector. I do think collecting physical media is still important. I rarely buy games digitally. If I do, it's a sale, and I always intend to get myself a physical copy if that game is on another console that I have. So, yeah. So, let's get into it. These are the things I want and don't want in Sonic Colors Origins. Now, I'm going to start with probably the biggest one, which this is definitely the one thing I'm not excited for when it comes to Sonic Colors Ultimate, is that making these games more accessible to newer Sonic fans because of the 2020 Sonic movie that came out last year. It's great that we're having more Sonic fans come into the franchise. That's great. But the one thing I don't like is making the games easier just for these newer players. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, in Sonic Colors Ultimate, you have this thing called the Tails token, to where if you collect them, if you die, you will be taken back to a checkpoint. They have completely removed the lives and game overs. Now, a lot of people will be like, well, that format is outdated. Here's the thing. I could easily accept that argument if Sonic Colors was a open world game. But Sonic Colors is still a traditional Sonic type platformer. You need the lives, the continues, well, not so much the continues, but you need the lives and the game over screens to add that layer of challenge. Without that, the challenge is gone. And I'm not the biggest fan about how in modern times, modern games do have the habit of holding your hand. I don't like that. That's been my biggest criticism about games nowadays. So, I would have rather had them make it be a toggle to where you can turn it on or off. And what Takashi Iizuka said is that they plan on doing the same thing with Sonic Origins, making it appeal to newer players. In my opinion, sorry about that, I'm dealing with a little bit of allergies right now. My problem with that is you need to also focus on the hardcore audience at the same time, the hardcore Sonic fans, like people like me that don't mind getting my butt kicked until I learn how the level is. I don't want those games to hold my hand, especially the classic Sonic games, to where they came out in a time to where you had to take your time to learn the levels if you did not want to get a game over. If you did get a game over, unless the game had a password, which here's the thing, Sonic 1 and 2 and CD had no password system. They didn't get a save feature until Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I think Sonic City could have had a save feature. I don't think it did. I might need to do research on that when it comes to the actual Sega CD version. Not the emulated or the enhanced port / semi-remake that Christian Whitehead did. But, you know, those games came out at a time to where skill, like getting good at a game, was very rewarding. I mean, it's still rewarding, but back then, you had no guides. If you wanted a guide, you literally had to, you had to call up the Sega hotline for tips, which back then, you know, you couldn't exactly call places like that willy-nilly compared to nowadays. Back then, they actually charged you. Or you got lucky and you had a subscription to a Nintendo Power or a magazine that is affiliated with Sega when it came to a game that you were trying to beat. So nowadays, because of the fact that a lot of gamers aren't as patient, I feel like, because, you know, gamer rage has become this well-known thing, I feel like dumbing down a game just for new players, I think, is not the right thing to do. And Takashi Iizuka said they're going to be doing the same thing with Sonic Origins, and I don't want that. I want there to be a toggle to where you can turn that on or off. I don't want the games to hold my hands, because if that's the case, then I might as well just keep playing my Sega Genesis copies of them then. Because the big reason why I'm excited for these versions is that we're gonna be able to play these games on our Switches, PlayStations, Xboxes, you know, etc. Like, this is basically, in some cases, you know, this is kind of in a way a minor re-release version of Sonic Mega Collection. Basically, it's pretty similar, because that was, I believe, the last compilation we had that had Sonic 3 and Knuckles, when it came to on a console, was Mega Collection and Mega Collection Plus. And oh no, I'm forgetting version. There was also one on the DS too. I forgot about that. My apologies. So yeah, I don't want them to dumb things down. Number 2, my biggest fear, because of some of the music, especially in the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 portion of the game, having stuff that was worked by Michael Jackson and various musicians, like the Ice Cap Zone being this unreleased song by the Jetsons called Hard Times, and also Carnival Night Zone having a similar rhythm, and having Glass Break, and also having a Rapper Say Jam. I'm hoping they don't change the music just to appease the Jackson estate. Because they did that in the PC version. Now, there's been a conspiracy theory about the PC Sonic and Knuckles collection, to where people think that they changed the music because of the Jackson estate, but it's been widely stated that they changed it. They changed them because of the fact that they couldn't properly recreate the sounds of the Genesis on PC at the time. Because keep in mind, even though PC gaming was popular back then, PC gaming was still in its primitive years. But yes, I don't want them to change the music just to appease the Jackson estate. Number 3, cutting out Hypersonic. Now, I highly doubt they'll do this because in the trailer they showed Hypersonic. But just in case, because you never know about companies anymore, because of the fact that, people might be concerned if, Hypersonic could cause people to have seizures and all that, they might cut him out, or they might alter him to where he doesn't flash. He's just a standard silver. I want Sonic 3 and Knuckles on the Switch, PS4, probably PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox One Series X to be as accurate to the originals. So I don't want them to cut anything out of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. So yeah, that's another thing. Now that might be just a minor thing I don't want. Now the biggest thing that I don't want, I think this could really shoot them in the foot, because we're starting to see a lot of different game studios do this with collections. We saw this recently in America with the Ninja Gaiden collection, to where they make things digital only. Now, I am fully aware that we are starting to get more into a digital future. But there's still people like myself that still buy physical media. We still prefer physical media. I'm hoping Sega doesn't make it a digital only release. And obviously, since it's a collection of games, I would imagine it won't be just digital, because I don't think Sega has any digital-only Sonic games yet. Not counting any mobile ports and all that, or mobile games. But the only digital-only stuff they have is the enhanced version of Sonic 1 and 2 on the Switch, which I do own. So yeah, I don't want them to make that collection to be digital-only, because I think that could shoot them in the foot. So yeah, what else? In Sonic 3 and Knuckles, I do know that I do want them to put additional features. One thing I want that I really have gotten fond of because of Sonic 3 Air is having to where you play Flying Battery Zone before Ice Cap Zone, because that was the original level layout. You were when you were shot out in the camera, especially how you got shot out of the camera, it points up, and it made sense for you to be on Flying Battery Zone, because at the end of Flying Battery Zone, there's scraps of metal, and Sonic grabs it, and that becomes the skateboard. You're quite literally snowboarding on a piece of metal plating from the Flying Battery ship. And I think they need to put an option to where you can play with the original level lineup. Now, do I think that this game is going to be as bulky, features-wise compared to Sonic 3 Air or Sonic 3 Complete? No. I don't expect this to be as good as those fans enhanced ports, but I do know that I want to play Sonic 1, 2, and 3 and Knuckles and CD on my Switch. Um, I do think that people are definitely going to be comparing Sonic 3 Air and the Sonic 3 Knuckles Origin Collection version for sure. And I do think that's a little bit of an unfair comparison because with us fans, we are able to meet our expectations. These companies, they have time limit. They have to get a game out at a certain time, and unless they have to delay it. And considering that they're still working on Sonic Origins Collection right now, there's a chance that yes, Christian Whitehead is working on Sonic 3 and Knuckles, because right now we don't know what he's up to. Christian Whitehead was working on this one game called Freedom Planet 2, which was a sequel to Freedom Planet, which I do want to get eventually. And let me look here, see if that has a release date yet. Yeah, it just says it's coming soon. Ironically enough, it says it's coming out on the Wii U. I get the feeling that's going to be changed. Yeah, I don't know what happened in this game. It's definitely taken a long time, that's for sure. But hopefully they get it out. I'm interested. So, yeah, is there anything else? Things I want. Some features I definitely want is I want there to be a feature to where I can play the game in widescreen format if I want to. If I want to, experience the games, well, not widescreen because the game's going to be widescreen, but a mode to where I can change it into, 4:9 to where I can kind of play it, vintage style. And I also wouldn't mind, a lines filter. Green lines filters to replicate 90 TVs. I think that's it. I think that's all I can think of things I want and don't want. It's just that the biggest thing for me is I don't want this game to be digital only. I don't want them to change the music just to appease the Michael Jackson estate. I don't want them to make the game too stupidly easy just for beginner players and don't have any challenge to them whatsoever. Because that's the one thing I don't like about Sonic Colors Ultimate. And for those older Sonic games, like I said, you kind of need those. You kind of need the game to be difficult because that's the time period it came from. I don't like it when games hold my hands. I don't care that a lot of modern gamers don't have patience. I have lots of patience with games. Let me get my butt kicked in Sonic 3 and Knuckles by the stupid death egg giant robot that you fight at the end. That's what I want. Have it be where you can toggle the easy mode on and off. Other than that, I'm looking forward to this. And knowing me, even if they do make the change, I'm still gonna get it. Well, if they don't make any if they do what I don't want them to do, then I definitely will still get it. Unfortunately, or I may actually pay with my wallet, I may not. So I do have faith in them. They know how much fans love these games. It's just that hopefully they will not do anything to make the games too stupidly easy just because there's new players. I was once a new player of Sonic. I got my butt kicked quite a bit, but I learned how to play the games. And I feel like nowadays game studios think that their audiences just want the games to hold their hands. And if that's the case, well, it's a shame that gamers have definitely kind of became this way over time. Because I still love playing old school games. I still love, heck, I play Castlevania, and those games are hard. Those games are notoriously hard. And I even played through Super Mario: The Lost Levels with Mizuki. And that game is also notoriously hard. But anyways, guys, that's it for this little discussion video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Let me know what your thoughts on this is. And as always, I'll be seeing you all in... Oh yeah, one more thing. If you're new here, definitely make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and hit that bell button. When you do hit that bell button, make sure to click it to get all our notifications. And of course, we're still looking for voice actors for Project Archie. So if you or anyone you know wants to audition for Snively and Boomer /Rotor, then click on this video link on the screen or down below in the description. And as always, I'll see you all in the next one. Later, guys.